Okay, so this is another video to introduce some of the basic not stuffs, but stuff that you'll need in Ableton for your mix and mastering portion of it. So I'm going to show you where a lot of things are, and then I'm going to show you kind of what I do personally, but everybody makes different types of music and likes different things. So I'm not telling you exactly what to do, just showing you some options that you have. Okay, so for the bass, let me go to the bass. I use Roar. Obviously, I'm using Trillion, but you don't have to use that. I use Roar's bass fattener. Really nice. There's a preset built in there. Just use it. The glue compressor, the bass punch and parallel preset. Yes, sir. In fact, if you don't want to use the fattener, I use at least that, and it's really nice. Okay, let's show you where that's all at. There's audio effects. Click on that, and then you'll see everything exists that I'm about to talk to within this section here. So if you look for Roar, Roar is a distortion. There it is. I'm going to pull it out here. And then if you go into Roar, these little arrows that drop down give you the presets. So you could, of course, make your own preset. But let's say you want that bass parallel, or you want the bass fattener. Now you have it. Simple as that. All right. On my drum bus, you'll see I use a drum kit enhancer, which is actually Roar. And you'll see that if you go down to the one that says drums, there it is. They even have a drum break duster, which is kind of nice if you want the a little dirt added to your drums. Super nice. Want to get glitchy with it? Yes, sir. Glitch feedback. Super nice for that with distortion. That is a really good one. They have a saturation and warble that's really nice. And mind you, all these are just in the presets. Tape saturation. Yep. Sounds really good too. Then Ableton has a saturator. So if you just want a saturator, maybe something like to make your track sound a bit warmer, you could just use that too. So those are all available to you to put on your mix and master tracks. I have a drum bus, and what I do is when I have it set all the way up on the send, and then right here, you can see I just dial in however much I need for that track. Okay. You can do that for each one. If you don't have a sample, then you won't see anything here. See, it says no output. There's nothing on this track, but I'm just using this as an example. All right, moving on. All right, so let's say on your master, let's work on the master a little bit. I showed you the bus. I showed for the bass rather, I'm sorry. I showed you the kick, the drums. So what about the master? Well, I use Tone Booster's Barricade, which has a compressor limiter in there. So if you don't have that, you can use one of the compressors that are built in here. Let me show it to you. So we're under audio effects, and then you're going to go to the compressor, and you'll see that they have different settings that are in here. So depending on what you need, if you need a basic peak compressor, or if your track sounds better with a gentle compressor or a generic compressor or loud needless compressor, whatever you need, you can use. Okay, just grab that. There's also a glue compressor. I'll show you that real quick. It's right here. Really good. In fact, you saw me use the bass one for the bass. You can also use this for the drums. And then there is mastering tools here, right here. So see this one? Make it louder. And here's a gentle limiter, but you can also use a regular limiter too. So you could grab this, make it louder, and that could replace a portion of the barricade. And then you could go grab a limiter. And you'll see you have these right here to choose from. So depending on what you need. And just put them in there. Put your compressor before your limiter, then put your limiter in, and then add in. Now this is Haze 2 from Clevgren. I love it on iOS, so I use it on desktop too. Works great. You'll have to buy these individually, but if you like it and you have a way of mixing on iOS and you want to bring that to your desktop, why not? Okay, so what could we use in Ableton to replace a stereo widener? While you don't see one necessarily that says stereo widener, other than the surround panner that you could use, there is one located in the utility. So if you go to utility, you'll see here wide stereo. And this is what it looks like. Leave it on stereo, adjust it to wide according to what you want, and you're set. You just have to put it on there and adjust the gain. So I have my wide looking like this. Of course, you can see the bands here, which you don't have here. But adjust the balance. Leave the balance probably in the center and just adjust the output of it. And you're good. You're good to go. So that's a simple stereo widener that you can use right in Ableton without having to buy anything extra. Okay. There is a tuner that exists in here too. If you ever need to tune a sample, this is the one. Okay. Just wanted to show you. That's a side note. There are a ton of other stuff in here, including something that kind of is slept on in my opinion, which is a convolution reverb. So if you need reverb, I'll show you what it looks like. There you go. This is a really nice reverb for using on your tracks. And if you drop here, you'll see there's a ton of options in here that they've already set presets for you. You don't have to use these, but if you need like a little presence in your drum, these are nice. Like the drum booth presence, rather. Really nice for that. If you need like a plate, some people like a plate on their drums with a little bit of that in there. You can grab that one there. And of course, you can build your own stuff too. They also have the convolution reverb that's not the Pro. And there's some good stuff in there too. You can see it's way more presets in there. Ton of presets. So you can use these also for different variations of reverb that you want. All right, so I'm going to get back up here. So that's your mixing and mastering. I'll be honest, if you use quality sounds in Ableton, if your samples are nice, if your quality of sound that you bring into it sound really good, then you don't have to do a ton of mixing and mastering. It's little stuff, right, that you want to do. You'll probably use the EQ8 a lot, and it is really good. Here, we'll put it on this one. You got up to 8 bands, right, that you can bring in and adjust what they do or don't do. If you need to take the bass out, right, adjust the frequency. This is one of my most used tools, and you can shape whatever you want. Like if you need to cut the bass out of maybe your keys, you could just adjust the bass portion, right? Maybe you use this and just take a little bit of the bass out. So that way this bass here can shine through because you're actually using a bass. So little techniques and tools like that. And I think you'll be good with regards to mixing and mastering in Ableton. All right, that's it for this video. Everything else is on you to try out and get used to. All right, I'm out.